And a good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are live from the Susan K. Smith Tennis Complex here in Americus, Georgia. Good morning to those of you joining us here on the East Coast. To our friends around the world tuned in today, welcome. A happy Sunday. For those of you celebrating, a happy Easter to you. Today's matchup, the Patriots from Marion University taking on the Georgia Southwestern State University Hurricanes. Peach Belt Conference tennis action here from the Susan K. Smith Tennis Complex. So glad you could join us. Take a few moments of your Sunday to be a part of this. As I mentioned on social media and updated through our website, today's featured courts will be men's for both number one doubles, men's number one doubles. That's what you're watching, the warm-ups now as the teams complete their warm-up for doubles, and then we'll tune in on the same court. It will be number two singles action for Marion and GSW. So sit back, relax, enjoy, have another cup of coffee as we get ready for breakfast with the Hurricanes, I guess you could say, a late breakfast. The men and the women are playing today. It's as is often or most of the time the case, both teams are in action at the same time. The men's, we featured the women's earlier, actually back at the beginning of March, and now we're finally back on the air. The Hurricanes and Lady Canes have been on the road for a good bit of the month, throw in a little bit of spring break in between, and that gets us to where we are today, finally able to bring you a home match. We'll have a flurry here in this first week, this being the first of our broadcasts, and our first men's broadcast of the year. For Marion, the men, they come in ranked 21st in the country in the latest ITA poll. The 21st ranked Patriots have a record of 6-9 overall. They're 2-5 in Peach Belt Conference play. The Patriots lost yesterday against the number 3 ranked team in the nation. Tough team, the Cougars from Columbus State University. So that was Peach Belt Conference action for Marion yesterday. The Patriots lost 9-0 at Columbus State. For Georgia Southwestern, their 4-11 overall record, 0-6 in Peach Belt Conference play. Georgia Southwestern played yesterday here at home at noon against the 15th ranked Pacers from the University of South Carolina, Aiken, and lost that match 9-0. On the women's side, Marion has a record of 7-8 overall. They're 1-6 in Peach Belt play. They lost at Columbus State. The Lady Cougars also ranked number 3 in the country, 9-0 in that one. For Georgia Southwestern, the women are 7-12 overall, 0-6 in Peach Belt Conference play. They played USC Aiken here yesterday and lost 9-0. So both teams looking to get back on the winning track. Again, number one doubles is what we'll be bringing you, the Georgia Southwestern team of Alex Canovas and Stephen Blythe. So we'll get ready as they have completed their warm-ups and they're ready to start action here on a very comfortable but cool late morning in Americus, Georgia. The doubles team of Blythe and Canovas are 3-7 overall this spring. 3-7. All 10 matches that they've played as a pair have been at the number one doubles position. Everybody's getting set before the start of the match here. Looks like Frances Marion will be serving first. Here in the near court, and we are underway. First point, good return by Blythe, and the Hurricanes take the first point of the match. Love 15. That one is going to drift out a little bit. Blythe having to quick reaction time. Good network by Frances Marion to even up the game score. 15 all. Wow, a little help from the net on that one as it kicks up over the Frances Marion server, up over his racket, and spins in for a point for Georgia Southwestern. Frances Marion serving 15-30. That backhand catches the tape. Georgia Southwestern with a couple of break points here in the opening game of the match. You're watching number one doubles action. Frances Marion now serving 15-40. And double fault and an early break for the Hurricanes. They take game one here on Easter Sunday. Georgia Southwestern will, or actually both sides, head to their bench, grab a quick drink, switch sides, and we'll be ready for game number two. GSW getting their first opportunity to serve in the game. And it looks like it'll be Alex Canovas to get things started for the Hurricanes here in the near court. Blythe doing good work just to keep that one back in play, as that one is quick hands, but just one too many shots. Easy strikes at Blythe in that point. So Frances Marion takes the opening point of the game, and Canovas serves. Love 15. Yes, sir. 15 all. And fans, we've got a preview of today's match available for you on our website at gswcanes.com. Our website is gswcanes.com. He'll get to take two as that one hits the tape and rolls over. 15 all. Still first serve for Canovas. GSWCanes.com. Again, it's one of the main stories, the home today. It's got the record comparisons for both teams, links that you can follow and catch up on both sides' stats, roster. Second serve coming up. Stats, rosters for both schools, information, schedules, how things have played out so far for both the men and the women. That one does short hop to Canovas, stays in. And Francis Marion leads the game 15-30. Blythe aggressive at the net, but unfortunately for the Hurricanes, dumps that one into the net for giving Francis Marion a couple of break points to get back in and even the match up and get us on serve. This one should be put away, and it is. 30-40. No doubt about that one. That one's down a couple of courts on court 3. They'll have to track that ball down. From our left to our right, this is court 1. Of course, as you see, perhaps the sign up behind the fellas on the far court, Francis Marion. We've got one at the Susan K. Smith Complex, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 courts on this side. And then 3 courts in the back that are behind courts 3, 4, and 5. Second serve coming. 30-40 the score. Oh, good piece of network to get that one back in play. They're right back in the point. Man, Blythe had a chance. This one drifts long. Had a chance to send it to deuce, but Francis Marion gets it back in play and comes back to win the game and even the match. We're back on serve. So for the first time this afternoon, you'll have the serves coming towards your screen. Oh, good piece of network, Blythe. A couple of good, hard, low forehands, but in the end, Francis Marion wins the point, 15-love. Second serve coming up as that one went long. Double fault. 15-all. Ooh, good return of serve. The backhand, great angle by Blythe. And the Hurricanes out in front of the game. Francis Marion serving 15-30. Easy put away. Back even 30-all. Nice lob into the corner. Here's a chance for Blythe to put it away. And he does it. 30-40 break point opportunity for the Hurricanes. Good serve. Right down the center line and working it back to Deuce. The #1 doubles team of Francis Marion is William Nth Forsberg and Charles Hutchins. Right down the middle, splits the team, and so it's the Hurricanes team right down the middle with that volley. And it's advantage Francis Marion. Nth Forsberg is a freshman. Over from Sweden. I would butcher that hometown, my apologies. 6'2" freshman, while Hutchings is also a freshman. Oh, good hands. Makes Blythe hit the extra shot, but he does put the overhead away, and will head back to Deuce. Alex Canovas here in the near court with his hat on. Stephen Blythe now returning this serve. If you haven't kind of followed my path, I didn't give you the formal introduction, but there you go. And it'll be another advantage for Francis Marion. Hutchings from Blackburn, England. Oh, good way to get. Blythe hangs in there and puts it down in the corner. Quick hands on both sides. But Georgia Southwestern will work it back to Deuce again. So this should be, if I'm not mistaken, this will be William Nth Forsberg in the closest to the net, playing net for, and just putting away that volley right there for Francis Marion. Another advantage to this service team. This is the third. This will be their third add-in the game. And a double fault from Hutchings. Back to Deuce. Let's do it again. Good game. Well played points by both schools so far. And that serve handcuffs Blythe as he comes in at him. Can't do anything with it. And for the fourth time this game, Francis Marion will have the advantage and be trying to close it out and stay on serve. do so right there as that volley from Hutchins drops in. So they'll switch sides. Francis Marion holds serve. We're on serve. Give you a chance on the change over to introduce you to the guys here as we take our breaks throughout the broadcast. First on the doubles team to introduce you to Stephen Blythe. No, that didn't stay up very long. So tell you what. No, actually we can't. Play it for you one more time. Oop. Well, Celia was one of our featured players last time in the women's match, but she won't be playing it. You won't see Celia today. So we'll come back and get you on the next. Well, I think we've got time here to introduce you to Alex really quick, too. We'll play them both this time for you, and then we'll get you next time as well. Alex Canovas, a junior. I hope I'll say Murcia, Spain properly. If not, I apologize. But Stephen Blythe is now serving over in the far end of the court here. First point of game 4. Nice. Right down the alley. 15 love. Again, the pair from Francis Marion, a 6 and 9 overall record. Give you a little deeper breakdown of who they've played as that one curls out wide. Second serve coming up. Oh, I can't get you an individual match by match. $15-0. And they caught Alex poaching on that one and put it right in the open spot where he was standing. So Francis Marion out in front of the game, 15-30. Well, it's been a pretty tough stretch of conference games for Francis Marion. They've lost 3 in a row, 2 of which have been conference. Back even at 30-all. Friday at Georgia College, they lost 8-1. Yesterday at Columbus State, lost 9-0, and now they close out their swing here today before heading off back home to Florence in a Wednesday match against Queens out of North Carolina. Let's see where he goes with this one. Curls it towards Hutchings. Good lob. Break point for Francis Marion. Got the road running parallel to the baseline right behind us, and I'm just to the left of the camera and behind it a little bit from your vantage point. Break point for Francis Marion. Good angle on that one. Oh, but the volley sails long. And Francis Marion gets its first break of the afternoon. So Francis Marion now to serve in the near court. Up a break. Get the friendly roll on that one. Hits and rolls over the net for a point. 15 love. And the road probably just over 5 yards behind where we're sitting, so very close to the tennis facility. Not particularly busy today. It's usually not, unless you catch them at a few high traffic hours where folks are driving in for classes. Otherwise, a fairly calm road. On the other side of us, behind us, is the parking lot. And then behind that is the softball building and facility. .30 love. To the left of your screen, not a lot of it. Oh, right where Alex was. Good point, 40 love. To the left of our building, just down a small little berm. In the valley below is the baseball field. And the building you see behind Court 1 is the Deriso Pool. Beyond that, a dorm, residential hall. Well, the Hurricanes get 1 point back. Francis Marion still serving 40-15 when we're back. And they'll switch sides. Francis Marion up a break. When we return, GSW will be serving. We'll take this time again to give you another quick introduction to the gentlemen that are playing here today on our featured court for Georgia Southwestern. Again, the first, Stephen Blythe, Maidstone, England. The senior getting the coverage today. He'll be playing the number 2 singles match that will follow here on the Surge Sports Network. And his partner, Alex Canovas, will be playing number 1 singles when we move over to that side of play. As they're getting ready to head back to the court. So we will have a tennis match, midweek match for you. And then our next non-tennis broadcast will be coming up on Friday here on the Surge Sports Network. If you don't subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, now's a good chance just to click that red button. Subscribe, and if you so choose, you can get alerts when we go live, so you don't have to keep checking your calendar going, are they home today? What's going on? Are we playing? We'll let you know about it. That one will sail deep. Canovas serving here in the near court. Love 15. Excellent serve, catches the line, and the game even at 15-all. A very young Francis Marion team. They have one junior on the roster for head coach Garth Thompson. Good serve. Ooh, it's able to get that back. 30-15. Good point to get that overhead it back in play, though. Quick hands for Francis Marion, but the second attempt by Blythe will lead to the point. 30-15. But they have one junior on their roster, again, Harry Wells. And then from there, it's 3 sophomores and the rest are freshmen. 5 freshmen on the team. So a lot of good tennis still ahead for... Oh, it hits the tape, then drops back in for a point. Couple in a row now that have gone the way of Francis Marion after GSW got one off the tape early in the game. Or in the match, rather. But a lot of good tennis ahead for Francis Marion fans with that youthful roster. 30 all the score in the game. I want a double fault. Break point coming up for Francis Marion. You can subscribe to our YouTube station. Red button down below. There's the put away. We'll go to deuce. Ball from one of the other courts comes and rolls over, so Alex will kick it down before he starts his serve as we're at deuce in the game. Double fault gives Francis Marion a break point back opportunity. Our next tennis broadcast is in fact on Wednesday. It'll be the women that will be in action. The volley sails long. So Francis Marion will get another break. Serving 5-1. $2 on Wednesday, the women play Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. That match against ABAC will be out of Tifton, Georgia, just down the road, not a far drive at all. We'll be taking on the Lady Hurricanes. And I know number 2 doubles will be our featured court. Singles still going to be determined yet. Most likely 4 or 5 singles, but again, not positive yet. That's still to be determined, but for sure number 2 dubs will be featured that day. Men's tennis will be broadcast again on Friday of this week. Against Bruton Parker, the men play at 2 o'clock. Number 2 doubles will be featured on Friday. And I know Justin Ralston will be the singles match that we'll be broadcasting for you at either 5 or 6. But he will definitely be the person. Put away. Francis Marion starting to warm up. We'll have a couple of game points here. 15-40 they're serving. Or excuse me, 40, oh, my mistake. 40-15 is the game score. There we go. Hurricanes number 2 doubles team is trailing 5-2 at the last changeover in that one. Oh. Tried to slice it back across the court, take the extreme angle, but hits the net. So one of the game points deflected away by the Hurricanes. Still got to get through one more. Yep. And that's the game. Francis Marion holds serve. We'll switch sides. Down a couple breaks. GSW looking to hold. Try to get some of the momentum back in this one. Congratulations goes out to softball player junior Haley Tierce, who was named the Peach Belt Conference Player of the Week back on Monday. She had a great week, 8 games they played, and she had 5 home runs. I want to say 12 RBIs. Phenomenal work at the plate. Added a double in there as well. And Haley Tierce, she was a 2-time winner of the award last year, and she's got her first of 2018. Haley Tierce, the Peach Belt Conference Player of the Week. It didn't end there for the accolades for the Lady Hurricanes, however, on Monday. Also garnering one of the 3 awards, so GSW takes home 2 of the 3 weekly awards on the softball side. Freshman Elizabeth Wills was named the Peach Belt Conference Freshman of the Week. And we want to send out our congratulations to both Haley and Elizabeth for their excellent week, as well as their excellent season they've had so far. Georgia Southwestern fighting for the postseason, 5-5 currently in Peach Belt Conference play. Back to play we go. Stephen Blythe serving on the far end of the court. $15. As we've approaching midday, beautiful day. A beautiful Sunday in Americus. Currently 67 degrees. Just a few small white fluffy clouds scattered throughout the sky, but predominantly blue skies and sunshine. We'll be over 70 by the time we get into singles play, most likely. Little cool breeze here and there. South-southeast winds at 4 miles an hour, but so just a very light breeze when it does come through. And again, approaching 70 degrees, warms, sunny blue skies. That ball will come over from court 2. Is put away by Jonathan Martin on court 2. Hard hit ball right at him that he split the defense, split the Patriots in half with. Now Blythe misses the mark and shows his frustration. And another break. Frances Marion serving. Chance to put it away. A couple of good returns from the Hurricanes, and they'll jump out to the early lead. Love 30 in this game. If this match does conclude a little bit early, and on this game, we'll try to veer the camera over to court 2 and watch some of that one. Miss 15-30. Doubles matches are first 1 to 8. So Frances Marion trying to serve it out, win the match. Win by 2. In the case of it being 8-8, then they would play a tiebreaker. I believe we are all square at 30 apiece here in this one. And now it looks like Frances Marion will serve for the match point coming up. And an ace to close it out right down the line. Beautiful serve. And the win. Heck of a serve from Forsberg. I got that right for those watching back at home. So, number 1 doubles match is complete. Frances Marion with a team point now. Good pressure, good energy from the Hurricanes early on, but key points. At key points to separate. Francis Marion started to pull away, and they will and did in fact go on for an 8-1 win. So Francis Marion has a team point. We'll wait for all the doubles play to conclude. We'll try to zoom in on a few courts and let you watch a little bit of the action. Of course, we won't have the up-to-date scores or anything like that for you. But the Francis Marion doubles team of Anth Forsberg and Hutchings have won on court 1. And with that, their record improves as a doubles team to 7-9 overall and 3-5 in Peach Belt Conference play. Georgia Southwestern's #1 doubles team, Alex Canovas, Stephen Blythe. Their record now falls to 3-8 overall, 0-4 in Peach Belt play. So let's take the camera over to one of our other courts here. I'll see if I can do that and keep the headset on for you. You're now watching a little bit of court 2 and 2 doubles action. We'll take off the scoreboard. You won't need that anymore, as we'll watch a little bit more of this match. Bonus tennis. You can see #3 doubles going on court 3 for the Hurricanes. #1 doubles for the women still going on as well. That looks like that's the only women's doubles match still in play, is #1 doubles. And then, of course, you can see all of 2 dubs for the men. Way to get that one back in. Ooh, heck of a put away by Jonathan Martin. And #3 doubles for the Hurricanes on the men's side also in play as well. So it should be Jonathan Martin and Nacho Garcia de Sola in action for the Hurricanes. So it looks like, I'm going to go take a peek at it. It looks like Francis Marion on court 2 is leading 7-6 as they change sides. We'll see if we can get you a score update for that one. We'll step away from the mic for a moment and work on getting you that kind of up-to-date information. We'll be back in a moment. We'll leave the mic on in case they resume play so you can listen in. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching Georgia Southwestern State University men's tennis on the Surge Sports Network. Men's side here serving Georgia Southwestern is down 6-7 in the game score. And Love 30 in the game. Trying to keep this match alive. On court 3, Georgia Southwestern at the last changeover was trailing 6-5. So a couple tight matches here in 2 and 3. Georgia Southwestern needing to hold serve to extend the match at 2 doubles. 15-30, that one went long. And on the changeover, it looks like both sides have held serve on 3 doubles. And the score is 7-6 in favor of Francis Marion on court 3 as well. No, 15-40. 3 match points or a couple match points rather, for the Patriots. Georgia Southwestern trying to get their first match victory. They've had a couple of the top teams already on their schedule in the Peach Belt in a competitive Peach Belt men's tennis division. And so Georgia Southwestern actually trying to get their first match victory, be it singles or doubles. And unfortunately it won't happen at 2 doubles. A break of serve And 8-6 will be the final. (8-6) in favor of Francis Marion, the final at 2 doubles. Pretty hard to catch much of the action on 3 from here. Another situation where Georgia Southwestern is serving to extend the match. A break of serve and it'll be over. Bo Millwood. And serving Luke Ifano. Very competitive #1 doubles match going on the women's side as well. A second serve coming up. Hurricanes with a couple of game points here. Heck of a return to serve. Francis Marion bus having a little trouble making that left-hand turn into the parking lot. Perhaps you've heard the reverse beeps coming through. And the put away, the overhead smash from Bo Millwood. Hurricanes hold serve at 3 doubles. And Francis Marion will now serve with a match tied at 7 games apiece. Ooh. Oh, nice slice. They caught the deep in the court. I don't know if it even got to the line or not, but it was a good answer by Millwood. And the Hurricanes get the help of the tape on that one. Kicked over the net player and in. We'll walk down and try to get you. It looks like there's changing sides and late, deep into the women's match. On court 4. Couple of points in a row for the Hurricanes. Let's take a look at that and see if we can get you a ladies score. We'll be back. We'll leave the mic running here for you so you can listen in to the action on court 3. You're watching number 3 doubles. Francis Marion University and Georgia Southwestern in the home white. Georgia Southwestern is trailing 7-6 at number 1 doubles. Francis Marion serving to try to close out the match at 1 doubles. So that one's been a tight one as well. Well, they'll switch sides, and it'll be up for the Hurricanes to hold serve and force a decisive tie break. But first, GSW will have to hold serve on court 3 to keep the match going. Francis Marion leads on the changeover 8-7. Bo Millwood serving to keep the Hurricanes alive in this one. He's serving with the game score in favor of the visitors. Serving 7-8. Wow. Well, it took 3 overheads to do it. But the Hurricanes get the point. Ifano puts it away. This is the final doubles match to complete play. Well, things have gotten interesting on court 3. It'll be a tiebreaker. A tiebreaker to decide number 3 doubles. Francis Marion to start off. First serve missing the mark. A little discussion there. I'm not sure who got the point, if it was called in or out. The team of Ifano and Millwood are 3-10 overall, 0-5 in Peach Belt Conference play. In the number 3 position, they have a 2-6 record this spring. And that point won by Francis Marion. Francis Marion's number 3 doubles team for most of the year. Matt Estelle. And I'm going to probably do a very bad job of pronouncing his partner's name. Mewison. I hope I got that close. Point by the Hurricanes. That point goes to Francis Marion. Mewison. I hope I got that close. He's from Germany. And the Estelle is from South Africa. Francis Marion gets a couple of points on their serve, and now Georgia Southwestern will try to hold their 2 points on the other end. 1 point held by the Hurricanes there off of Millwood's serve. And they'll switch sides. Check it out. I think it's either 4-2 or 3-3. Well, the Hurricanes able to get 1 point back off the Francis Marion serve. Now Ifano will serve, keep the Hurricanes in the match, in the tiebreaker. Oh. Well, we'll have to see. I'm bouncing back and forth. I believe this is match point for Francis Marion. Good deep ball. Back to the fence. And the Hurricanes live to fight another point. So now Francis Marion will have a point on their serve to try to close it out. Match point for the Patriots. Wow, that would be a heck of a way to end it. Francis Marion thinks it was out. Wow, on match point, a questionable call with the official standing there. He was on the opposite side of the court. The call will have to stand. Francis Marion says the ball was out. Millwood thought he got it in. They defer to the call by the Patriots. So in a tiebreaker, Francis Marion wins at number 3 doubles and completes the doubles sweep of the Hurricanes. We'll head to singles action shortly. We're going to go off the air for a few moments, allow that first video to process, and have a little separation between singles and doubles action. Singles to follow, number 2 singles. Stephen Blythe will be our featured court. Thanks for tuning in with us, spending a little bit of your time. For those of you celebrating today, a happy Easter to you. we'll look forward to having you back for singles play. You don't have to do anything else to your screen. I believe when we go off the air, it'll just go black to our station ID, our Surge Sports Network logo, and then it will pop back up when we resume. However, you can always subscribe to the channel, get the alert of when we go live, or just come on back later off those links. Links to the video available on our website through that preview story on gswcanes.com. One last plug for those of you in social media. You can find us on Twitter by that same GSW Athletics ID. Twitter and YouTube users, it's GSW Athletics. GSW Athletics, Facebook and Instagram, slightly different. It's all compressed into one word, but it's GSW Hurricanes on Facebook and Instagram. Also, fans, if you would like to follow GSW Tennis on Facebook, they have an account as well. It would be GSW, I believe you'll find it as GSW_tennis, but you can just do a search for GSW Tennis, and you can catch the Hurricanes and the Lady Hurricanes on their shared Facebook page. Again, on Facebook, you can find them at GSW Tennis. Thanks for tuning in today. You've been watching doubles action, number 1 doubles, our featured court here at the Susan K. Smith Tennis Complex. It's been Georgia Southwestern State University men's tennis Peach Belt Conference action on the Surge Sports Network.